was great, honestly. Really good to see Sean, really good to see his family, which, I'll go and meet them in the bar in a sec. So, and he contributed on the pitch, which is really pleasing as well. So, really, I hope he's had a great day. And it was all about Sean, and it had to be about Sean. It was in terms of what he's achieved for the club. Pat on the back for him, absolutely brilliant, outstanding, he's a legend. But also, it was a bit of business for us in terms of the pre-season.
You've obviously still got Seamus and Sean Worley in that changing room. How good an example do these guys set to players, whether they're teenagers or whether they're in their 20s?
Well, he set the standards, don't he? On and off the pitch. You've got Sean and Seamus at the runner, front of the runner, and everything that we're doing in terms of pre-season. You can see on the pitch there, Seamus was outstanding in the first half. Sean comes on, he's contributed as well, so they're absolutely brilliant to have in the dressing room, and they're great lads.
Just as far as the game is concerned, pre-season, it's always quite strange, isn't it? There's always lots of changes being made. Sometimes there's not much flow to the game. What have you learned from today's 90 minutes?
Well, what I've learned is that, there's been some really, really good play. We just didn't reward ourselves with a bit of quality in terms of a cross, with a shot, with it in the back of the net, with it hitting the target. So, that's all ongoing. But it's so easy to play a lesser opposition, but we chose these teams to play against them because we wanted to test. Look at Barnsley in the playoffs last year. We've got some top players, quality players, and it was a good test for the lads in the first half and the second period. So that's that. We learned lots. Stuff that we'd actually worked on this week showed that was evident at times, with some of the moves and the movements and the understanding the players got, getting the ball wide and putting the ball in the box. But again, there's that lack of quality in terms of someone getting on the end of it, or someone getting a block, or their keeper making a save. So, some of it was really, really pleasing.
How cautious do you have to be with players and with their fitness levels and with how many minutes they play? For instance, Jimmy Knowles was in the team on the team sheet and then didn't come out to start the game. Is it just precaution sometimes?
It's precautionary because the minute someone says he feels a bit of stiffness, you have to you have to take that out of the hands and say, right, you're not going to play, because they are pre-season games, they are there for a reason. You want to get the minutes in the legs, the game minutes, but at the same time you've got to make sure that the players are right 100% to come through the game, whatever minutes they're going to play. And we don't get any injuries. So that was taken out of Jimmy's hands, to be honest. We said, right, you're not going to start. He looked a little bit disappointed, but that's just it. If someone complains about anything, a twinge here or feeling something, then they have to come out to the team. It's as simple as that.
And obviously fans will be sitting in the stands thinking about who's going to come in, who might you sign. You had a little burst of signing players and there's been a little bit of a lull since. How close are you to doing anything?
Yeah, I think we're close in the next couple of days. So, watch this space, yeah.
And you had a few trialists out there. Presumably they are still around the players to get a chance to get into your plans. Yeah, well, they were the next batch that came in, and they've actually done okay in the second period. Against, as I said, again, a tough Barnsley side, they're a good team. Play a certain way. We've got really, really top-end players. So, we're a good test, and I was pleased with the way it gone. Pleased with some of the trialists and how they performed in that second period. And just lastly on that recruitment thing, is it important to get players in as soon as you can, so you've got as much time to work with them before that first game?
Well, you try to, but you can't rush things. So, you've got targets that you want to get in, but at the same time, it's got to be right for the club. It's got to be right for the team, and you've got to get the right individual in as well, into the right culture that we've set in, and the standards that we've set.